One, two, one, two. All right. Ooh, running behind. Y'all forgive me. Um, but I'm here. But I'm here. I know I look sweaty because I'm sweaty. I look sweaty because I'm sweaty. Just trying to get some stuff done, and stuff just keep not working the way that I want it to work. Stuff keep not working the way I want it to work. See, that's not right. That's not right. And that's not right either. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get. I, every time something happens and then this thing goes off, it resets, and I have to come in and uh, mess with the color and the saturation and all of that good stuff. So y'all forgive me, please. But okay, I'm here. I'm gonna just leave it alone. It is what it is. For right now, I'll fix it. I was trying to print out some shirts. It's not an accurate color representation on the screen. The color is not an accurate representation. And it's annoying me. That's what it's doing. So y'all forgive me. Either way, I'm here. Good afternoon. It's the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you, for a little bit. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Come on in, say hi to me. I like when the people come in and say hi to me. I like it. Miss Pittsburgh. Oh, wait a minute. I don't even have my stuff up. See how. Uh, all right. Put the name up. Everybody need to know who I am. We go here. Everybody need to know how to call in case they want to call. And I think you can call today. I think so. Um, Put the little graphic up on the screen so everybody know that. Again, I'm late. Forgive me for being late. I was over there in the screen printing shop. That's why I'm sweating, because it's you use a lot of heat when you screen printing. The dryer, the flash dryer, it's a lot of heat going on. So yeah, when I'm screen printing, it's always hot. And then I had to clean some stuff before I came over here, because if I leave it up there like that, it'll dry in the screen, and then that'll be a whole different nightmare. And I don't want to deal with that. So I had to do that before I came over here. And then when I came over here, I noticed everything was off. I think somebody was trying to help me and figured, oh, let's turn this off to save, camera hours and battery life and all that good stuff. And I appreciate that. Miss Pittsburgh, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Sean in the house. Good afternoon from the ATL. We got Terry. Good afternoon. Downtown in the house. LaDonna. Good afternoon, LaDonna. Uh, Anthony. Good afternoon. He's checking in from the west side. We got David. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. LaDonna says she's from checking in from East Price Hill, by the way, in case you didn't know. Pamela in the house. Good afternoon, Pamela. She's checking in from North Avondale. We got Redding in the house with Erica. Good afternoon, Erica. Good afternoon. We got Mason in the house. Vincent, good afternoon. Let's see. Did we miss the studio workers in the background? I'll see if I can get them. I need to switch studios again. And, I have them behind me working. I'll see if I can get them back. We got Mary. Mary in the house. White Oak. All right, White Oak in the house. Got David, by the way, says he's somewhere in the universe. You can't beat that. Got Sierra in the house. Good afternoon. Brian in the house. Brian say, what up, E? Hope you had a good weekend. I did have a good weekend. We got Victoria in the house. She was the friend of the week. You can't beat the friend of the week. Checking out the other show. I was going to say the competition, but I'm no competition for Lincoln Ware. No one is any competition for Lincoln Ware. But they're the friend of the week in the house. You can't beat that. We got Brent. Brent, good afternoon. Checking in from Dallas. Oh, hold on. Let me back up. Congratulations, Victoria. Victoria, I wouldn't say she should be the citizen of the week, but she does a whole lot in the community. Now, I can't say she shouldn't be because I don't know what she did last week. She might have, you know what I'm saying, saved a whole family of people from a burning house or something like that. So maybe. But she deserves recognition. I just be hating on Lincoln because he's not really doing a citizen of the week. He's just doing good people that he knows. And you're a good person and he knows you. And, you know, there is something to that. But I just like to pick with Lincoln. Hopefully you know that. And congratulations. Brent in the house. Good afternoon from Dallas. So we got Dallas in the house. We got Boston in the house. Sierra. We got Fairfield in the house. McConnell in the house. I didn't get a chance to listen to all of Wyatt's show. I heard parts of it. I do kind of want to discuss for a moment something that I heard, a couple things that I heard. Y'all know I love Wyatt. I'm a man. I don't mind saying I love other men because, you know, ain't nothing wrong with loving your brother. I love Wyatt. We disagree on some things. We see things from a different perspective. So I might give a slightly different perspective on a couple of things that I heard him say. We got Dwayne in the house. Mount Airy in the house. Good afternoon, Dwayne. David says, thanks for being here. Well, thank you for appreciating me being here. Let me see. We got Iris Rowley, another friend of the week. So, hey, you can't beat that. You can't beat. Look. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. But when the friends of the week come over here, I feel like I'm doing something. And I know I sound like I'm being kind of sarcastic about it, but I'm really not. These are some good people who are doing some good things in the community. And when they decide that I'm worth listening to, even for 5 minutes, I'm doing something. I appreciate it. I feel like the friend of the week. But I'm not, it's Victoria. Brian says, moved over to the afternoon experiment page. Hope you had a stellar weekend. I had a good weekend. Iris says, citizen of the week. Stop it. He lost credibility in calling y'all citizen of the week when I asked him the simple question. I said, why? Remember that dude who, what was it, Forest Park? He saved a whole family from a burning building. I said, why wasn't he the citizen of the week? And he said he would have been a citizen of the week, except I don't know him. What? So citizen of the week is only for people you know? That makes it friend of the week. And y'all some good people that he calls his friends. And there's nothing wrong with that. Regina says, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Regina. Lonzo in the house. Checking in from work. All right. You can't beat that. You got to make that money. Iris and Victoria. Let's see. We got Lewis says he's checking in from. We know you checking in. Well, we assume you checking in from Cincinnati. What part of Cincinnati? That's what I want to know. Tria, Columbia Township in the house. All right. Anthony says, why you running from Ross then? I'm not running from him. Not running from him at all. He's probably on here because he's obsessed with me. So he's probably on here. There's a difference between the way that I love Wyatt, which is like brother to brother, and the way that Ross seems to want to love me. That's more of a Marcus thing. And I'm not into that. I'm not against him, you know. Hey, Who could blame him? Come on. Who could blame him? But I'm not into that. It's a different kind of love. Let's see. I know. Look. I don't know if he loved me, but I think we cool. I know he got my number in his phone. That puts me in the running for friend of the week one of these days. One of these days. And if it happens, look, I'm telling y'all right now, if it happens, I am going to accept on behalf of someone who did something amazing that week. Like, buddy, man, you've been doing good things in the community for years. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. But last week, I didn't really do all that much. But I know this dude who saved a whole family from a burning house. And he deserves the Citizen of the Week. But that's just me. That's just me. Let's see. Jerica in the house. Jerica said, hey, y'all. What's up, Jerica? You just not going to tell us where you checking in from? You know I like to call that stuff out. April, you not going to tell us either? Y'all know I like to call that out. Y'all know I like that. It makes me happy. Dave Stinger will win before he man. That's possible. That's possible. Alonzo said, yeah, that Marcus dude is kind of crazy. Look. I don't really have like no personal animosity towards Marcus. I met him a couple times and maybe said 2 words to him. Maybe 2 words to him, face to face. So I don't have any personal animosity towards him or anything like that. But today, and it's not just today, he was picking on Joyce or trying to pick on Joyce. I know Joyce can, take up for herself, but she shouldn't always have to. She shouldn't always have to. I'm a believer in, look, I'm going to tell you this about Mrs. Livingston. And I feel this way about my daughter. I feel this way about my sisters. And just about women in general. I really do believe a part of our role as men in the family, in the household, in the community is to protect our women. We got to protect them from threats outside, and we got to protect them sometimes from threats inside. And just because a woman can take care of herself doesn't necessarily mean she should always have to. And I'm just listening to, for those of you who didn't listen today, Marcus was on the air with Lincoln Ware, or a person named Marcus, or a person who calls himself Marcus, was on the air with Lincoln Ware. And just out of nowhere, what he did, what I perceived to be an attack on our sister Joyce. I don't want to give her last name, not that it's not out there in the universe, but I don't really know her like that. Like, I met her through radio station. She's a very nice lady. I've actually taken my daughter to her hair salon and she laid her hair out. That's when she was, a teenager. But I perceived it as an attack on Joyce. I got $10,000. Joyce said so-and-so, and it was a lie. And I'm like, why? Like, Joyce ain't been on here. Joyce ain't said nothing about you. Joyce ain't got nothing to do with the conversation that you having with Lincoln Ware. You just want to attack Joyce. And it irritated me. I didn't like it. Not one bit. For no reason. Look, if Joyce attacks you and you attack her back, I'm out of it. Joyce, again, she can defend herself. But sometimes, like, you've just been on her. You've been on her. Like, leave her alone. Not to mention, I'm fairly certain, not 100% certain, but I'm fairly certain he was lying. Because I know him to say things that are not true. Now, look, here's what you have to understand. From my perspective, there's a difference between saying things that aren't true and lying. Every time you say something that's not true, it don't necessarily mean you lying. Even if you know it's not true and you say it, it doesn't necessarily mean you lying. To me, lying, there's a particular definition that I have for lying. There's a few elements that have to be met. Number one, what you're saying has to be factually inaccurate. All right? If what you're saying is 100% accurate, it's not a lie. So what you're saying has to be factually inaccurate. Number two, you have to know that what you're saying is factually inaccurate. But those two alone don't necessarily make it a lie. For example, Eddie Murphy tell the story about his aunt falling down the stairs and it took her 20 minutes. We all know that's factually inaccurate. It didn't take that woman no 20 minutes to fall downstairs. He know it didn't. You know it didn't. It's factually inaccurate and he know it. But he ain't lying. He telling a story to entertain us. It's not a lie necessarily. So, number one, it has to not be true. Number two, you have to know it's not true. Number three, you have to be saying it in an attempt to deceive people. You have to be saying it in an attempt to deceive people. Just saying it for fun or something like that, being silly, ain't necessarily a lie. You have to be saying it to deceive people, and you have to be saying it to deceive people for some nefarious purpose. For some nefarious purpose. If you meet all of those, I think it was 4. If you meet all of those, you're lying. You're lying. And I've known him to lie. So when I heard the accusation about Joyce, and here's the funny thing. I don't know nothing about Joyce's children. Does she only have, I don't even know. I know nothing about Joyce's children. But I was fairly certain. See, he got me with, I got a tape of her. Not the tape. I'm trying to let that go. I got a tape of her. Okay, and Lincoln said, play it. And I knew when he said, oh, well, I don't have it with me. Hold on, but you called in and the first thing you said, nobody asked you about it. First thing you said when you called in was, oh, you hung up on me because you knew I was getting ready to play that tape of Joyce. And Lincoln says, well, play it. Hold on, why even bring it up if you don't have it? I said, that man lied. That's why I was comfortable risking $10,000. And for all I know, Joyce's kids graduated from Mount Healthy. But I was fairly certain that they didn't, only because he was saying that they did. And I knew he was lying. I knew it. And I felt like I was going to take that opportunity. It's a small step. It was a small step. But a small step every once in a while. Every once in a while. I talk to women. And some of my single friends, and I'm going to get to the single women in a minute. Some of my single friends hate it when I say I talk to women. Oh, you married, what you doing talking to women? Oh, I call cap, all that kind of stuff. I have a lot of friends that are single. I talk to women. I have a lot of strong female friends who are single and or married. But they're strong women. Strong women. But I talk to them, and every once in a while, they look beat down, look defeated. You can only tell if you really know them. But every once in a while, I'll see them, and there's a certain look in their eyes that it just looked like, I'm tired. I'm tired. What was it, Oprah? All my life, I had to fight. And they're tired of fighting. They gonna get their strength back up. They just need to step back and recharge, and then they're gonna get right back into the fight. But every once in a while, I'll see one of them, and they're tired. So every once in a while, fellas, she ain't got to be your woman. You ain't even got to know her. Every once in a while, step in and stand up for a sister. Even a strong, independent sister. Every once in a while, just step up and say, hey, leave her alone. Leave her alone. And that's really kind of what I perceived myself doing today. Just saying, leave her alone. Leave her alone. When she ready to fight you, she'll call in. She know how to pick a fight, and she know how to end a fight. But she ain't did nothing today. Leave her alone. And I would love to see more brothers. Dude, I'm going to be honest. I would love to see Lincoln Ware do it sometime. But I understand in his position, he had to sometimes seem like, I'm not on nobody's side and all of that kind of stuff. But every once in a while, I want to hear him say, hey, keep Joyce's motherfucking name out your fucking mouth. I want him to pull a Will Smith every once in a while. Hey, keep Raven's motherfucking name out your fucking mouth. Every once in a while, I want to hear that from him. I know he can't say that. He can't say it on the air. I know he can't. But sometimes I be wanting to hear it. Gotta protect our sister sometime. She can protect herself. I know she can, but she shouldn't always have to. She shouldn't always have to. Give her a minute. All right, I got to do this fight. Oh, he fighting that fight for me. And really rejuvenate. Rest up. So that's the only reason that I kind of, picked with Marcus. I don't know what it is with people. There are people, black people, white people, for whatever reason, it does seem to me like a lot of times our women are under attack. Our women are under attack. I mean, women in general, but our women are under attack a lot. I've been accused of it. Which brings me to the single women. Y'all, for those of y'all who don't know, I've been kind of going back and forth on a few Facebook posts and all of that kind of stuff. Why did I hold that S out? I don't know. About this whole Keke Palmer thing. And really, I don't care about Keke Palmer. Just so y'all know, I don't care about Keke Palmer. Her and her do whatever. They can do whatever they want to do. It ain't none of my business. I ain't trying to make it my business. I don't care. All I was asking was for, in particular, the single women, stop encouraging that woman to leave her relationship. Stop encouraging that woman to leave her relationship. And for some reason, that turned into, why do you hate black women? Why do you attack single women? And I'm like, I'm not attacking anybody. I'm defending love, or at least relationships. You stay out of other people's relationship. And when you get one, I'll encourage people to stay out of yours. I'm running around telling people, leave your man and all of that kind of stuff. Don't do that. But I was accused of hating black women. You married. Why you hate black women? You dealing with trauma from being rejected. And I'm like, I do have trauma from being rejected, but that's not where this is coming from. That's not where this is coming from. This is coming from people leave people alone. Leave people relationships alone. If you're not in a relationship and you want to be, I'm sorry. And I hope you find the man of, maybe not the man of your dreams, because a lot of times the man of our dreams or the woman of our dreams is not necessarily the best person for us. But I hope you find the best person for you. And when you do, when he do something, a little off, and your girls is like, leave him, girl, fuck him. Leave him, girl, fuck him. I'm going to be like, hey, shut your single ass up. Let that woman work out her relationship. Just because you single don't mean everybody should be single with you. It's not hatred of women. But my sister said to me, look, because one of the posts that I posted, something along the lines of, I keep losing all of these arguments to all of these single women. And I have to admit, I was picking with a couple people. They know who they were. I keep losing these arguments to these single women. Because we get into a debate and then they spend all night making their point. I spend that night going out to dinner with my wife, maybe going to a movie, maybe going bowling with my wife, go shoot some pool with my wife. We like to do stuff like that. Go do some pottery. We did the pottery thing, like Ghost. That shit is kind of romantic. We'll go do some pottery or something with my wife. Then go home, chill out, and cuddle with my wife, and then make love, strong, passionate love to my wife. Sleep in late and wake up the next morning, and I done lost the argument because your single ass had all night to come for me. And I was too busy, I be stroking. I was too busy doing other stuff with my wife. And my sister said, maybe they're hurting. And you know what I'm saying, kind of saying that really is like, taking a dig at them. So maybe you should just stop and leave it alone. And I hadn't really thought much about it until she said that. See, I keep telling you, I'm always open to learn. And then I thought about it and I said, okay, I'm not even going to post anymore. But I do wish, people would be more mindful, that's including me, more mindful of other people and their relationships and all of that kind of stuff. And I wasn't talking to all single women or even most single women, but there are some bitter single women who want to see you in your relationship end. And I don't like that. But I'm going to let it go. I'm not going to say anything else about it. They can argue me, argue and win all the arguments they want. I'm going to just let it go. What else? Hold on a minute. I'm missing. Okay, pottery. Yes, pottery. We did pottery. I'll be honest, she didn't care for it. I think she didn't like the messiness of it. I liked the idea of creating, give me however much, a pound of clay, however much, I don't know how much it weighed. Give me some clay and let me mold it and create something completely original from my imagination. And I did kind of like the way it felt, kind of with the little thing spinning. And she didn't like it. And I came up behind her like the dude in Ghost, like, here, come on, let's do this. And I was like, oh, I like this. She was, I don't like this. I was like, do you like this? And she was like, oh, let me leave that alone. But yeah, she didn't like it. But we had fun. And so, yeah, it was cool. So we'll do it again. Let's see. Myosha, yes, I can't do the pottery. The thought of messing up my hands grosses me out. I'm not sure if that's what it was. I just know she didn't really like it. I'm gonna take the little baby to do it though. She might not like it either, but what the heck? It'll be something that she'll be able to say she did with her grandfather. We'll be side by side. And whatever I make, I'm telling y'all right now, whatever I make, she gonna smash it. She gonna see mine looking good and hers gonna be lopsided. And she gonna reach over and she gonna say, grandfather, what's that? And I'm gonna fall for it just because I don't really fall for it, but it makes her happy. And I'm gonna say, what? And she gonna reach over and just smash my stuff. And I'm gonna be, why did you smash my stuff? What is wrong with you? Why would you do that? And she gonna have a ball. She's gonna be laughing up a storm. I'm telling you, I know that's exactly what's gonna happen, which is why I'm gonna take her. Let me see. What else was it? It was something else I wanted to discuss. Before I get on to some other stuff. I don't remember what it was. So let's get on to some other stuff. By the way, everybody who came in and I didn't get an opportunity to say uh, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining the show. Let me see. Let me go here. Put the name up. Oh, hold on. Before I do that, let's put the chat on so everybody can see uh, what's going on. And put the name up. Oh, also, hold on. Let me get the phones ready just in case someone calls in. Just in case someone calls in. Let me see. Uh, Gotta find the hole. It's true. I did. I had to find it. All right. Now, what Wyatt was talking about a little bit today, I want to talk a little bit. Lewis says he's been calling for 12 minutes. Lewis, I don't see where I've missed any calls. Hold on a second. Okay, there's something going on with it. Let me refresh. All right. So if you call CK, I can take your call now. I don't know, something was going on with it. So I had to refresh. So you can call now. Why? The There's a little 3.5 millimeter thing that goes into the back of the computer there. Get your minds out the gutter. Get your minds out the gutter. Wyatt was talking about some interesting stuff today. And again, I didn't hear the whole show. I tuned in and he wasn't really talking about this, but he mentioned something. And I want to dispel this myth. I just want to dispel this myth. And y'all gonna say I'm being childish. But I have to illustrate the point really in the simplest way that I can. And then maybe we can stop saying this. He said one of the things, this was kind of an offshoot of a point that he was making. This wasn't the whole point of his show. But he said one of the things that he liked about the current mayor of Cincinnati, Aftab Pureval, said when in his acceptance speech, one of the things that he said was, he is proof that anyone in Cincinnati can become anything that they want to be. He's proof of that. And there were a few people on his show who were agreeing with him. Like, oh yeah, that's true. You can. Anyone can become anything. And I'm sorry, I'm distracted now because it's frozen. Stop. I'm trying to undo something. I don't know if I put that up, maybe I can do it. There we go. And people were, agreeing. Oh, I agree. They didn't call in. I'm doing voices that I heard in my head. You're right. Any hard work and determination, and you can become anything you want to be. You can become anything you want to be. And I said, basically, it's a nice sentiment, but it's not factually accurate. It's not factually accurate. It's just not. There are things that hinder people from achieving. And even if there's nothing there hindering you from achieving, just to kind of prove the point that it's a nice sentiment, but it's not necessarily true, factually accurate. I'm 52, right? Well, you don't know, but I'm telling you, take my word for it. I'm 52. I am 5'5". Maybe if I stretched it, I'm 5'5" and a half. I don't know, I ain't weighed myself in a minute. Last time I weighed myself, I was like 185 pounds. 185 pounds. Got plantar fasciitis. My feet is, kind of messed up. I want to be the starting center for the Phoenix Suns. I think if I really work hard and I have determination, I can do it. Yes, at 52, 5'5", 185. And the starting center. think there's a chance I won't be able to accomplish that. Of course, the point I'm making with such a ridiculous example is the idea that if you just work hard, you can become anything you want to be. It's not true. I know a lot of people who work hard to accomplish goals that never accomplish those goals, and they put in work. There are roadblocks sometimes put in their way. Sometimes their skill set doesn't necessarily fit, but it's what they want to do, but it's what they want to achieve. See, what irritates me about people who believe like that is they don't account for, and I say this most of the time, with all of these successes, there is some level. Well, I call it luck. I call it luck. Everything ain't just I worked hard and I achieved everything. Some of it was you were in the right place at the right time to achieve that. Well, I put myself in the right place at the right time. Maybe, maybe not. Sometimes it's just happenstance. Sometimes it's just happenstance. The idea that anybody can be anything that they want. It's just a flawed, it's a great notion. And I'm not saying it to try to get anybody to give up. Don't give up. Work towards your dreams. Work towards whatever it is that you're trying to work towards. Jeannie says, now you know that's not what he meant. What did he say? What did he say? People get mad at me when people say stuff and I say, it's a good notion, but it's not factually accurate. Well, he didn't mean what he said, but he said what he said. And then you're going to argue with me to tell me that it's factual when it's clearly not. It's just not. Brent says, I've heard this too. A good friend defined luck as when preparation meets opportunity. But what about when preparation never meets the opportunity? Because sometimes that happens. I know y'all don't like it. It don't sound good. It don't sound good to say, hey, you knew the right people, or you were in some way, shape, or form put in the right set of circumstances. A lot of times when I hear people say that, what people are actually doing, and I'm not saying this is what AFTAB was doing. I think AFTAB was probably, trying to be encouraging and all of that kind of stuff. But a lot of times when I hear people say that, like your Tim Scotts and stuff like that, it's really a nice way of saying, I achieved. And if you don't achieve the way that I achieved, it's because you lazy. It's because you don't want to work at it. It's because you're not dedicated to it. There's a level of dismissiveness to people who have not achieved whatever it is that you have achieved. And it's just not always the case. I told y'all about the young man who, I knew as a young man, and he's in the NFL. And I told y'all, as a young person, we knew when we saw him as a young person that if anybody was going to make it, he was going to make it. We could see that even when he was a kindergartner, first grader. Like, if any of these kids going to make it, he going to make it. We actually was looking at 2 or 3 of them, and we were wrong about some of them. But he's still not a constant starter. And I'm telling you, he works his A off. He is more determined than anybody else. He been cut, put on practice squads, and he'll find himself in somebody else's training camp trying to get on the practice squad to try to get a spot on the field. Now, I don't know if maybe his skill level is not what they want in the NFL, if it doesn't fit, for what they do. But the idea, you can be, a star offensive lineman if you just work hard. He working hard. He's working hard. Maybe he's just some things you don't end up being able to accomplish. There are a lot of other young men. You don't think all of those, well, not all, but a lot of those dudes in college who go to walk on to try to be in the NFL, you don't think they work hard, that they're dedicated, that they give 100%? And sometimes you just don't make it. Anybody can accomplish anything if they just work hard. It's not true. It's just not true. Again, it's a great sentiment. And you should work hard to become whatever it is that you want to become. But anybody can accomplish anything. It's just not true. Hold on. Let me see. I got a call coming in. CK.
Hey, what's happening, man?
How you doing?
I had a call the other day, boy. You was talking that fire. You was talking that fire. Cause see, that's what it's about, manipulation. See, when you talking to the kids, that's what you tell the kids. You don't want to limit them. So just think you talking to your baby girl, right? You telling her, look, you could be whatever you want to be when you grow up.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be a doctor. You want to be a lawyer. You want to be an astronaut. See, you inspiring her. See, what really kills us a lot in the black community, as far as my experience, was people was convincing me what you saying, like, well, man, it's a 8 million to 1 odds that you make it to the NFL. Just look at the odds of making it as a NBA player or a hockey player. So I remember a lot of people in the community convincing you the other way, like, man, the chances of you being a superstar actor or a platinum artist. So we was trying to tell the kids that what they can't be. So you got to manipulate them to tell them what they can be. So it's like, yeah, you right. Technically, you're right. You can't be any damn thing, But if you don't believe it in your heart, you not going. You think Muggsy Bogues became a NBA player if he believed he had to believe he could do the unthinkable, 5'3".
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't think he could have ever been a starting center.
Right. But how many people said you told him he couldn't even play in the NBA because of his height?
Oh, I'm certain a lot of people told him that. I'm certain. Right.
So see, but you're right. He can't be a starting center, but people are, you are an anomaly. You know what I mean? I still haven't seen nobody that short make it to the NBA since. So imagine how the drive he had to have to make it to the NBA.
Yeah, he is.
And if he would have,
he is the exception to the rule, which is like what they told Tim Scott on The View that people got mad about. But there are exceptions to the rule. You're 5'3". There's a really good chance you're never going to play in the NBA. So then you work hard and then you become the first dude that was 5'3", or at least, in the modern era, that played in the NBA. And then if he gets up telling other people 5'3", oh, I did it, you can do it. It's like, dude, stop. You're the exception to the rule. You did it. Good for you. Great. We're proud of you. We appreciate what you did and you accomplished. But then to look at other dudes that's 5'3" and 5'5", talking about you just ain't working hard enough if you didn't achieve what I achieved. Like, no, bro. You're the exception to the rule.
No, but remember, he's using his story to inspire young people not to become basketball players, but to accomplish their dreams and goals.
That's
Like, look,
if that's
everybody told me I wasn't gonna make it to the NBA. Everybody I came across in life told me I would never make it.
but here's what I'm saying. It he can use that story to inspire people to attempt to accomplish, the impossible, so on and so forth. But a lot of times people use that not to inspire people. They use the whole I'm trying to inspire people on another. They're not really trying to inspire people. They're trying to put people down for not accomplishing what they accomplished because they accomplished it. Now they feel like, I don't know what goes into the mindset of somebody who would, again, it would be like if he went to a whole lot of people who were, short, 5'5", five
Hmm.
six, 5'3", and, were attempting and failing to make it. And he was standing
Right.
there. A lot of times it's the smugness of, I did it. Why can't you do it?
Hmm.
And a lot of times that comes from ego, that comes from even to some degree, which I believe with certain people, there's a level of disdain for people. So I don't know.
But how do you think? So with him being the guy to make it, the first and last guy to make it that short, do you think he had to tell himself as a young age that like he couldn't say, well, I'm too short, I could never make it because of my height. He couldn't say that to himself. Or do you think he surprised himself?
I mean, I don't know. I think if you're gifted, because there is a such thing as gifts, right?
Right.
Everybody, you know what I'm saying? I could work as hard as I want to work. My handles ain't gonna never be like Kyrie Irving. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Ever, ever. I'm you standing still dribbling. I'm trying to do all that stuff. He tripped. How did you trip? You was standing still. I don't know. I was trying to get my hands to do something and my feet moved and I fell down.
Hmm.
Certain people do have gifts that the rest of us don't have. And in my mind, there's a really good chance that he recognized those gifts early on because a lot of times those gifts don't just pop up when you 17. You know what I'm saying? You recognize, or somebody recognizes that you have a gift, and then they nurture that gift, and it allows you to recognize that gift, and then you nurture that gift. But I don't think that he just thought I'll never make it. I think he realized early on, I'm much more gifted than a lot of the people who are like 6 feet tall, 6'4", 6'5". I'm more gifted at them than this. I think I can do it.
Right. Right. 'Cause that's what I'm trying to ask you. Do you think that the people that have made it, like let's take a guy, you remember President Obama, Michelle's husband?
Yes, I remember Michelle's husband.
Okay. Now, that's what I'm saying. Do you maybe they have to have an outlook like all through life, like maybe that's what made him so successful because he thought like that. Like, shit, I always thought if you believe in something, you can do anything. Maybe that's what made him to that level because they had that kind of thought process. Like I always thought, if I wanted to be a race car driver, I would have been the best NASCAR driver ever. Do you think that's what makes him become such a success in historical figures?
I mean, I think that is a part of it, which is why I would never tell someone you can never accomplish something. But
Hmm.
at the same time, there are certain people that, what I'm saying, you can see there were kids who we knew going in, like athletics is not his thing. Like his mama putting him in sports, but that's just not his thing. We knew it.
Right.
Nobody would ever tell them like you'll never be a success at whatever. But we knew. We knew.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause man, it's just so hard, it's just so hard out here, it's just about manipulation. You just thinking like, okay, just tell the kids that they could be anything and then they have the confidence. See, cause I seen it go the other way. I seen a lot of people, they raise their kids right into the penitentiary because they were telling them, oh, you ain't gonna never be shit. A lot of people, the kids, I mean, the teachers told the kids, my yeah, I knew you wasn't gonna be nothing, and then they became a success story, But I just was wondering, like, man, how you look at that stuff, man.
No, yeah, you're right. There is something for trying to encourage and inspire people, and I think that's where things like that should live. I'm trying to encourage you. I'm trying to inspire you, and they should stop there, as opposed to I'm trying to diminish you for not accomplishing what I have accomplished.
Yep. And you was right. Remember when you said the luck? That's in it too, because it has to be like ordained. A lot of your success is ordained, preordained. You know what I mean? Because of the luck process.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because remember we lost Kobe Bryant. I think he was about to raise one of the best NBA WNBA players ever with his knowledge and experience teaching his daughter. I think we lost a lot because God called them on to the next life. But I think if they never died, I think she would be the one out here with Angel Reese and them right now. You know what I mean? She probably would be like 19, dominating the championship ranks. But yeah, I wanted to agree with you on that luck because it does play a big factor.
All
Yep.
right. Hey, CK,
Thank
I
you, brothers.
appreciate your call, sir.
Thank you for taking my call, sir.
All right, have a good one. That's CK. CK. Yeah, luck plays a part a lot of times. Maybe not every time. Sometimes it is just hard work. Sometimes it is just hard work. Look, I remember, and sometimes like when people tell people they ain't gonna never be S and they ain't gonna never accomplish and all of that kind of stuff, some people that does play on them. And I think it all depends on, who's telling them and how it hit them and how they process, because we're all different. So for people to say, well, I lived this lifestyle and I came out of it. So if I did it and I came out of it, anybody can come out of it. Maybe you process information differently. Like I think even in education now, they understand that people learn differently. They have all of these different learning models. What Montessori, and I don't know the rest of them. I only know Montessori because that was always a weird word to me. But they have different learning styles. So if you're this type of learner and I put you in a school and we're doing this type of teaching, there's a really good chance you won't be as successful as people who learn this way. Don't make them stupid. Don't make you worse than them. Your brain process information differently. And if you find the learning style that works for you, then now y'all on the same level. Different learning styles, same level though. And y'all can compete with each other. I was in the streets and I got out of it. So them people that was in the streets, they could have got out of it too. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Maybe things was different for them. Maybe. Maybe you ran into a person who inspired you in a way that works for you. Well, we went to the same programs and we had the same kind of parents and we had the same thing. We did the same things and people process things differently. So whatever pulled you out, thank God for that. But don't look on them like, well, but they just ended up not being S because I got out. They could have. Different people process different ways. Um, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let me do this. I feel like it's too bright. All right, we gonna live right there. Um, that wasn't it. It was something else that was said, and I can't think of what it was. Oh, I can't think of what the last thing. Something else was said on Wyatt's show that I wanted to just give a different perspective. So I'm not saying that anything that you believe in. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. Just different people, different things, different people process things different ways. Uh, there was something else. Oh my goodness, I can't believe that I can't remember. Anyway, maybe it'll come to me. Also, did anybody see the track and the track championships? I guess the national championships. People gonna get mad about me, um, or people gonna get mad at me. But Sha'Carri Richardson, she took off the wig and she ran the race without the wig on. She won. She won. And I wish, again, different people, different people. I can't wait to the era of the big eyelashes, all of the extra makeup with the lines coming out. I was about to say something that I think is racially insensitive, but all the weave and all that stuff. I can't wait until we're past it. Sha'Carri Richardson, just personally, I thought she looked so much better without all that nonsense on. And I think she performed better. That's just me. That's just my feeling on it. Just me and my feeling on it. I can't wait until we are past this era. I know somebody mad at me. You married. Why you care about? Well, I still got to look at y'all. I still got to look at y'all. Come on. What else? I did see the story about Bob Huggins trying to get back in. There's a really good chance he'll get his job back. There's a really good chance he'll get his job back. I know there are people who don't believe this stuff exists, but white privilege is actually a real thing. It's a real thing. You can mess up and mess up and mess up and mess up and be given chance after chance after chance after chance. You can quit. He is literally pulling a George Costanza. For those of y'all who don't know, I watched Seinfeld. George Costanza was a character on Seinfeld. And one of the episodes, George Costanza got fed up. George Costanza quit his job. He quit his job. And then he thought about it over the weekend. And he hatched the scheme. He said, what if I just go back to work? As if I never quit. And I was like, what? Didn't you quit? Me? Quit? No. You thought I was serious? No. Bob Huggins is pulling a George Costanza. You thought I quit? I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't quit. But bruh, we all saw your letter of resignation. You quit. You quit. You don't just get to go back and say, what? I didn't quit. I don't know what y'all talking about. I didn't quit. But he is pulling a George Costanza. It is hilarious to me that it's probably going to work. It didn't work for George. But it is hilarious to me that Bob Huggins is pulling a George Costanza, and I think it's probably going to work. I think it's probably going to work. But we'll see. Time will tell. Time will tell. What is it? There was something else that I wanted to discuss. I'm sorry, y'all. Again, I was printing. Oh, by the way, the TikTok player, forget that y'all can see my beater under here. My wife beater. I don't like the orange. I might have to order a different color because the orange in the original design is a little darker than this. They gave me the right color. This is the color that I told them that I wanted. But when I see it and it's, printed. I don't love it. I want the orange to be a little darker. Brent says the orange looks yellow. Yeah, my color on the screen is not the best. I haven't figured out to get an accurate representation of the color, but it is orange. It should be a slightly darker orange though. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I'm not sure if I'm gonna stick with this orange because I bought a lot of it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna stick with this orange or if I'm gonna go with some other orange. We'll see. We'll see. But I was in the screen print shop printing printing some shirts. So I really didn't have much of an opportunity to do any show prep at all. Sierra says TikTok player. What's that? I think you had to be here. Folks who don't understand may think it's tick player talk. I ain't worried about that. I'm comfortable with the design. It's just the color, the orange, the initial orange, like the orange behind the gray. That's the orange that I wanted behind the gray, but I wanted a slightly darker orange for the player. So we'll see. I might have to order. Look at my Pantone color book, which I have right here, and order a different, like this 141U maybe. I kind of like this 141U. If I did the 141U, I think it would pop a little more. It's just I don't care for the orange, but I'm gonna figure that part out. Anything else, y'all? Anything else? I'm trying to think. I don't just as I'm scrolling through the news here. I'm scrolling through the news. Look, y'all, I'm not sold on Chris Christie. I'm not sold on Chris Christie I'm not voting for a Republican for president anyway. Again, I believe the Republicans are a hate group. I keep saying that because I keep meaning it. But I'm not sold on Chris Christie versus Trump. I'm not sold on Chris Christie versus Trump. Can you say orange again? Orange. Angela said, y'all know we are never going to get these shirts this summer. And to think folks balked when I inquired about hoodies. No, see, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to pick another color. I'm going to order that orange. It's not a holiday. So I might order it today, tomorrow at the latest. And I typically get them within 2 days. The holiday is what messed it up. So I think I'll get it in 2 days. So in 2 days, which would be if I order it tomorrow. Tomorrow is what, Tuesday? So Thursday, I'll get it. I'll print it. I'll look at it. I'll say, that's the orange I was looking for. And then I'll be printing shirts. Jerica says, the way you say orange is hilarious. What's funny about the way I say orange? How am I supposed to say? What is somebody call in with the correct pronunciation of orange? No, there's an R in there. Orange. What am I? Orangey. Orangey. Or Ah, but how am I supposed to say it? It's orange. Y'all are haters. Any thoughts on Jamie Foxx? Has anything changed? Last I knew, and I'm not a huge Jamie Foxx fan, so I haven't really been following up on everything with Jamie Foxx. Is there anything, any change? Last I heard, we don't really know. That was there an update or something? Hold on, let me look. Orange. Oh, he was spotted out and about. Did he look okay? I mean, I wish the best for Jamie Foxx. I wish the best for Jamie Foxx. More video of Jamie Foxx waving to fans. Oh, hold on, let me see. Jamie Foxx waving to fans. Uh, Hold on, I'm looking. He on a boat and he's waving. Okay, well, good for him. Good for him. Did you hear back about being a precinct officer? No, I've not heard back from the Board of Elections. I haven't. And Lincoln says he guaranteed me that if I want to work, I'll be able to work. But I imagine at some point they have to get in touch with me, right? They haven't. They haven't. So when people be like, hey, Emanuel, or hey, people, if you want to work at the Board of Elections, just go to the website. And blah, blah, blah. I don't know what to tell y'all. I don't know if it's just me. do they have a ban on me or something? I doubt it. I've never done anything to anybody at the Board of Elections. Angela says they email you and it is pretty swift. They've not emailed me. They've not emailed me. So I don't know. I don't know. They cannot find you. They could use the email. Oh, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go on again. I'll do it live on the air. I won't do it right now, but one day this week, I'll go on. I'll do it live on air so everybody can see that I did it again, like I did it last time live on air. Everybody can see that I did it again. I've had, Lincoln guaranteed me that I'll be able to work. Lincoln guaranteed me that I'll be able to work. So we're going to see. We're going to see. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. We will have to see what happens. Other than that, I've checked everything. They haven't sent me. Perhaps you should call them and inquire as to why you're not being contacted. I shouldn't have to do that, right? I shouldn't have to do that. Right. I got the Lincoln Wear guarantee. I shouldn't have to do that. Lincoln guaranteed me. That should be good enough. But we'll see. We'll see. You got a personal guarantee. That means nothing. You don't know Lincoln Ware. They don't want you eating. They should just say that. They should just say that. But I'm down with working on election day. And I'm gonna go up there. I'm gonna do the same thing I always do. I'm gonna tell them I want to vote. It's not E-Slate now. I don't remember what it's called. Electronically. I want to vote electronically. They're going to scramble around. Oh, what do we do? Oh, how do we do? Can't you just use the paper ballot? It's only one issue. Couldn't you just say, no, I want to do the electronic. Oh, okay. And then they're going to huddle up. There's going to be about 6 of them. And, 25 minutes later, they'll figure it out. Happens every time. Happens every time. And then they try to force me to take that daggone sticker. Don't you want the sticker? No. Well, just give it to somebody else. No, you can give it to somebody else. I don't want the sticker. I appreciate it. Here, just take the sticker. No, thank you. I don't want the sticker. What? I mean, you can just throw it away. Then don't give me the sticker. You throw it away. Why don't you want the sticker? For real, I've had this entire conversation. I'll be walking away. They be following me like, here, take the sticker. Here, take the sticker. And the one lady told the dude, the head white man, because he's a white man. He's a white man. Told the head white man, he won't take the sticker. And the dude was like, that's okay. You don't have to take the sticker. But she felt like I needed to take the sticker. Angel says, I'm scheduled out in Blue Ash. How you get scheduled? And they won't hit me back. I had to start being friendly to people, I guess. I need to start being friendly to people. Oh, let's see. What else we got, y'all? What else is going on in the world? I don't know. Oh, hold on. No, I was talking about Chris Christie. Let me finish this thought and then maybe that'll be the end of the show. Look, Donald Trump has not changed. Since he came down that escalator, Donald Trump has not changed. He's not changed talking about people. He's not changed the lying. He does tell lies. There's nothing about Donald Trump has changed. So you can't say to me, Chris Christie, that somehow you supported Donald Trump back when he first ran and he was the same dude then running as he is now. But now you don't support him because what? What's your reason? Because he didn't change. All the stuff he's doing now, he was doing then. And you liked it then. You supported it then. You defended it then. Oh, he started attacking you because it was a good faith criticism. But you knew that was who he was. He's been doing that to people for years. He's been doing that to people for years. So you knew that was who he is. A lot of black folks think Trump loves black people. Well, a lot of black folks are confused about a lot of stuff. A lot of black folks are confused about a lot of stuff. A lot of those, I'm going to say conservative people, they're confused about stuff. I've taken on this. I'm not going to argue Donald Trump is good. Donald Trump is bad. I'm just going to ask really simple questions. Really simple questions. And let people scramble to try to answer those simple questions. I asked the simple question the other day. If Democrats, I didn't even phrase it in that way. What have Republicans done to stop violence in the inner city? That was the whole question. That was the whole question. And the people who want me to consider voting Republican should be able to answer that question. Y'all should be able to answer that question. So when I hear them talking about what Democrats haven't done, it's the same way with Democrats. When Democrats talk about what Republicans haven't done, Republicans talk about what Democrats haven't done. My question is, okay, Democrats haven't done this and Democrats haven't done that. And you think that's a big problem? Yeah, it's a huge problem for black people. And the Democrats they just taking y'all votes for granted. And they haven't done anything to solve that problem. Okay, well, what have Republicans done to solve that problem? Whatever the problem is. You say, Democrats ain't doing nothing. They taking y'all for granted. You want me to consider Republicans? Tell me, what have Republicans done for whatever that issue is? That should just roll off. It should just roll off. It turns into a long whataboutism thing. And for me, I'm like, okay, you've established that the Democrats have done nothing to solve this problem. Again, whatever the problem is, they've done nothing to solve that problem. Okay, I accept that. What have the Republicans done? Well, see, but the Democrats did. The Democrats have done nothing. We established that. Bam. What have the Republicans done? Well, but the Democrats have. Okay, we established the Democrats have done nothing. What have the Republicans done? See, but you're not looking at the fact that the Democrats have done nothing. We've established that. What have the Republicans done? Well, more than the Democrats. Well, what? Tell me, what have they done? Well, I'll tell you what they didn't do. They didn't do what the Democrats did. Then tell me, what did they do? And you won't get an answer most times. You won't get an answer. Ben wants to know, what does that have to do with who you're voting for? I think he meant your YOU''RE. Well, a lot. See, because especially me, I believe the Republican Party is a hate group. That's not just something I say. It's something I actually believe. So if you're trying to get me to consider to vote for a hate group, you got to show me that the hate group is doing something other than hate. So again, if you say to me, well, we don't need your vote, cool. Don't worry about me. But if you, again, y'all out there trying to convince me that the Republican Party is a viable option for black people in America. Y'all can lay out the beautiful case for how bad the Democrats are. Now lay out a case for what the Republican Party did for whatever the issue of the day is. And if you can't do that, stop trying to convince me to view them as an option. They're not. They're not. And if you think they are, it shouldn't be that hard to tell me what they've done. Shouldn't be difficult. Right. That's what they got. Hunter Biden. He ain't the president. I don't know if y'all know, just because your last name is Biden don't mean you the president. Hunter ain't the president. And I'm not going to defend Hunter Biden. I think it was Lincoln Ware. I heard Lincoln Ware going back and forth with somebody. And I'll be honest, it made Lincoln, I don't like to use this terminology. And I'm trying to think of a better way to say it than to say that. But it kind of made Lincoln sound foolish. Because he's trying to defend Hunter Biden. I'm like, stop. You don't have to defend Hunter Biden. He's not the president. I mean, you don't have to defend Joe, but they're attacking Joe, or at least they think they'll have you believe that that's what they're doing. Joe Biden should be impeached. Why? Hunter Biden's laptop. What? Well, Hunter Biden, he's got a child with a stripper. What that got to do with Joe Biden being impeached? Well, Hunter Biden, he pled guilty to some stuff. What that got to do with Joe Biden being impeached? Or Hunter Biden used coke. Okay, what that got to do with Joe Biden being impeached? See how I'm not defending Hunter Biden? I'm not sure that all of that stuff is true. I've not seen the laptop. So I don't know if any of that stuff is true. What that got to do with impeaching Joe Biden? Have you ever heard the word conspiracy? Yes. I'm assuming that there's a point, though it might not be. You might just have wanted to know if I've ever heard that word. So to answer your question, yes. What they got to do with Joe Biden? That's my question. What they got to do with Joe Biden? Yes, I've heard the word. What they got to do with Joe Biden? And when they, because I watch the news. And when they get these guys and they ask them, do you have any proof that Joe Biden did anything wrong? So we're getting it. That would be a no. That would be a no. You don't have any proof. So until you get proof, what are you talking about? Nobody. Hunter Biden. Okay, here's what I'll give y'all. I support y'all if y'all want to impeach Hunter Biden. Bring me a petition. You know what I'm saying? I'll sign a petition to impeach Hunter Biden. I support impeaching Hunter Biden. I mean, you got to tell me what office he holds, but I support impeaching him. But so now that we agree we want Hunter out of office, what they got to do with Joe Biden? Have I heard the word conspiracy? Yes. What is the conspiracy? What proof do you have? Have you seen? Have you heard of that Joe Biden did something criminal while in office? But you listen to all the hearsay before Trump was charged. I'm trying to listen to the hearsay now. What have you heard? I just asked the question. Maybe you typed that before I asked the question and it came through right afterwards. What have you heard about Joe Biden committing a crime that would get him impeached? Please tell me. I'm listening. What if the laptop is the evidence that leads to more? Then tell me what's on it. Tell me what the evidence is. I'm asking the question. See, and this becomes the frustration. Like y'all, not you, but y'all want us to be like, impeach Joe Biden. And we say, for what? And y'all say, well, we think we might have something. Hold on, you think you might have something. But what if we do have something? Okay, if you actually have evidence, present that evidence. At least tell us about the evidence. Well, it's a laptop. Okay, what's on the laptop? Like, at least tell us. Tell us. You're just a sucker for the love of the Democratic Party. And that's what happens. See, that's what happens. I say, okay, Joe Biden should be impeached. Why? And the response is, you a sucker for the Democrats. Sucker. Tell me what? Tell me what. Look, I'm telling you, I'm willing to listen, even to hearsay. I'm willing to listen. Tell me what it is. You just a sucker for the Democratic Party, sucker. For real, you can't even just make up something. Make up something. I'm willing to listen, but saying you a sucker don't make me now be like, I should consider them because I don't want to be a sucker. You know what I'm saying? Tell me what? What is on the laptop? What's on the laptop that's gonna get Joe Biden impeached? Tell me. Give me some hearsay. Give me the hearsay. I'll listen. This ain't a court. You listen to hearsay about Trump. I'm willing to listen to Y'all can't even make up hearsay. I'm willing to listen. You want me to consider your party, but you can't give me any reason, even made up reason, to consider it. You want me to turn my back on the Democrats? I said, okay, I'm willing to turn my back if you give me something. You just a sucker. Give me, come on, Ben, you can do better than sucker. You're the, at least on this platform, you're the biggest consider the Democrat person out there. I'm not trying to convince you of anything. I'm just giving my opinion, and I can't care less who you vote for. What opinion? What opinion are you giving? You are a big proponent of, Donald Trump and voting for the Republicans. You can say you're not, but you are. I'm telling you, I'm open to listen. I'm open. If there's a Republican out there, even if you got caught digging in somebody's garbage, if there's a Republican out there that can, for real, tell me, I will listen. Why should I consider voting for a Republican? Not just Trump, but why should I consider voting for a Republican? And okay, y'all want me to turn my back on the Democrats. What have the Republicans done that would make me view them as a viable option? He says, Ben, I'm not going to say the other stuff, Daryl, never comes with a credible argument. He really doesn't. Oh, Blade checking us out on Twitch. Blade is checking us out on Twitch. You can't beat that. All right, we got a caller coming in. Hold on, let me accept this call. Fame. Hello?
Hey, how you doing, Emanuel?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah, this is Bay O Wolf calling. It's been a while. How you been?
I've been good, man.
Hey, I just wanted a couple things. First of all, that last shot you just took at the God Marcus Jenkins, I thought that was very inappropriate, unprofessional, and unbecoming.
Well, hold on. You got to tell me what shot you're talking about because I don't know what you're talking about.
We're talking about some Republicans getting, even if you're Republicans that dug in somebody's garbage.
Well, I don't know that that's a shot. He admitted to doing that, so I don't know why that would be.
He's past that. He has passed that, much like Cecil Thomas has passed the weed law.
And people still bring it up. There's nothing wrong with facts are facts. And what I was saying, which I don't think is a shot, I was saying, even if, like, I wasn't saying you're disqualified if you was ever caught like sneaking around like a raccoon in somebody's garbage, because I'd be finding the raccoons in my garbage in the back sometimes. So I'm not saying you're disqualified if you are caught like a raccoon in somebody's garbage. I was saying even if you are caught like a raccoon sneaking somebody's garbage, I'm willing to listen to you.
Well, the difference difference between Brother Jenkins and Cecil. Brother Jenkins was not a publicly elected official, and he deserves your respect anyway.
Well, he doesn't, but that's a whole nother story.
Okay, you're unrelenting. I just want to remind you all, guys, please lock your gun. Kids don't need the numbers to say.
What?
And
hold on. Fame, hold on. You breaking up really bad.
Hold on. Is this better?
For now, yes.
Is this better?
For now, yes.
Okay, yeah. Remind your kids that, any gun crime is a very serious crime.
All right.
And there's no such thing as a prank or whatever with a gun. These kids last week, like Wednesday or Thursday, they robbed the Speedway on Coleraine Avenue, about a city block or two down from the mall. And they went in there with guns, and after the parents is safe in a little housing project right across the street. And they didn't have no money or nothing. You know what they went in there and robbed? A bunch of Grippos and Flaming Hot Chips. And they're going to get charged probably with the max on some juvenile stuff. And I just want to remind you all that gun crimes are serious. Please remind your kids of that. They probably thought they were playing around, being a joke about it. And we're going to get charged being kids, for being, being jokes and whatnot. No, they're going to get hammered.
Okay, you're breaking up really bad, but I do agree that gun crimes are very serious and that people should discuss that with young people. Yes.
Okay, one last thing that hopefully goes all the way through. As far as you talked about briefly about it.
No,
I said this on the link.
It's not whatever you said. It cut out the important parts.
Damn. All right, I can't help it. I can't. I don't. You well, man. Okay.
All right. I don't know what's up with his phone. And I have no idea whatever the last point he was going to try to make, but I'm certain that it was, valid. 513-717-5464. 513-717-5464. How can a man come home to his wife and tell her that he just went through another man's trash to discredit him? I don't know. And I'll be honest. Look, I get it. Believe it or not, I get it. You went through the trash to find proof of, whatever you thought, that wasn't his address or whatever. I get that. I believe it or not, my level of disrespect doesn't even come from that in and of itself. I've heard stories of detectives doing the same thing, finding evidence in the trash, and that evidence, proves that this person did whatever. That's one of the things my understanding is that they do. They go through people's trash. I'm all right with that. And then he admitted that he did it. But now he trying to take back the admission that he did what he did. You did it, man. Just be proud of it. Or, at least it is what it is. I'm not proud of it, but I did what I felt like I had to do. I can live with that. I'm not sure that it is something that I would necessarily go home and report to Mrs. Livingston. Unless she asked specifically. What did you do? You laughing. What did you do? Oh, I was doing some little detective work for the party. We're trying to prove that somebody doesn't live where they say that they live. And so I had to do some detective work. Oh, you know what I'm saying? You make it sound. I'm all right with that. Leonard says, no purpose to that call. If you have to tell someone to not use a gun to commit a crime, it's too late to reach them. I don't know that I agree with that, Leonard. I don't know that I agree with that. I don't think that everybody, I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? You're not born knowing that. You're not born knowing that. And a lot of people may not know that if they use a gun in the commission of a crime, you know, it kind of ups the stakes. Some people might not know that. Some people don't know, even if you don't actually have a gun, but you make people believe that you have a gun, it ups the stakes. So I don't have a problem with telling people that. I don't have a problem, especially young people. You know what I'm saying? You should be telling that harsh reality to your young people as they're coming up. So I don't have a problem with that. Out of all of the Republicans, they sent Jenkins to dig through the trash. Did they ask Ken Anderson and he declined? I'm not sure that Ken Anderson is a member of the Republican Party, like, you know, in Republican leadership or whatever. He's like, I guess I may be a rhino. He's a Republican in name only. Like, he don't actually participate in the dirty deeds. He don't actually participate in all of the dirty deeds. But I do. I still have it out there. I'm going to call it the Republican Challenge. And it's a simple thing. Call in. Don't lie. Don't misrepresent. Because when you do that, that's when it makes people, you know what I'm saying, have to push back. I don't want to push back. I just want to hear. I want to listen. Here is what the Republicans have done to stop inner city crime. If you say they're tough on crime, I'm definitely going to push back on that. Because that's not something that they've done to stop inner city killing. It's just not. That's something that they may do to react to inner city killing. But that's not something that they do to stop it. Saying you're tough on crime, we all know that don't stop crime. So that's not really a good thing, you know, as a what have the Republicans done? Like, look, I agree. I genuinely do not believe stricter gun laws are going to stop young African-American people from killing young African-American people, young black people from killing young black people. I don't believe that. If you believe that, then all right, you can say, well, this is what we've done. We passed stricter gun laws. I'll be like, all right, that's what y'all did. I don't think that that's effective, but it's what y'all did. How do you know the intentions are not sincere? That just sounds foolish. Intentions of what? Of saying you're tough on crime? Look, if that's your argument, and I don't know because you haven't answered yet, but if that's your argument, saying that we're tough on crime is our way of trying to stop black males from killing other black males, I'll accept that that's what you believe. That makes you sound foolish to me. That makes you sound foolish to me. Even if you are sincere about it, it makes you sound foolish. Nothing is going to put a stop to crime. I agree. Hold on, I saw Janice. Janice says, I will not vote for another Republican for at least the next, I think that's a 6. Is that 6? I can't see it. Next 5 years. assuming I'm still living. You'll still be living. It will take us at least that long to solidify our democracy, which the Republicans have eroded. We must strive to attain a majority in the House and the Senate on the state and national levels to get things done for the people. All right. If I vote for a Republican president, he has to come to the table with good ideas and a new Republican Congress. Republicans have to be in place, or reps have to be in place. Nate says Trump let dope dealers out of prison and thought that would win him black votes. Everybody knows when they say we're tough on crime, it means we're tough on black and brown crime. Well, but to their point, if the concern is stopping young black men from killing young black men, that would be what you would want. That would be what you would want. Terry says, hey, I know I'm late and you're probably going off. I will be shortly. And Ben is asking, so you don't have the same expectation of Democrats? I'm not sure what that expectation was. Oh, for if he votes for, then they have to come to the table with good ideas. And this is somebody who's trying to convince us that he's not trying to convince us to look at the Republicans as an option. Like, y'all lose credibility when y'all say stuff like that. That's like me pretending to be completely independent. I don't belong to a party, but I tell y'all all the time, I lean very heavily Democratic. If I'm sitting here saying the stuff that I say on a regular basis, talking about, look, I don't lean either way, I'm completely independent, I lost all credibility. So for you to be on here talking about, I'm completely independent, I don't lean either way, I don't care how people vote, none of this stuff matter to me. And then anytime somebody say something, you're like, but what about the Democrats? Ain't no good, but the Democrats ain't this and the Democrats ain't that. Then clearly you are attempting to get people to look at the Republican Party as an option. Clearly you're doing that. And every time you say you're not, you erode any credibility that you have. Be honest about who you are and where you stand on issues. Be honest. We already know you're for Democrats. Well, I lean heavily to the Democratic side, in part because I believe the Republican Party to be a hate group. I listen to what they're saying. I hear past a lot of the nonsense that they say. I hear past a lot of that stuff, and I can hear what they're actually saying. Maybe it's because I'm the king of talk, and maybe that's, one of the abilities bestowed upon me. But I hear the hatred in their voices. I hear the hatred towards marginalized groups. I hear it. I hear, them being condescending to marginalized groups. I hear it. I hear lack of tolerance. I hear it. So a lot of times, and even on the issues that I agree with them on. Look, this is a little bit of a controversial one for some people. They don't want drag queens reading to elementary school students, at libraries and stuff. I don't even understand why that's a thing. I don't understand why that's a thing. I'm a little against it. I'm against it myself. I'm against it myself. But I'm not against it because I hate trans people. I'm against this because it don't make sense to me. You want to read the kids? Just read the kids. Why you gotta dress up like a woman to read the kids? To me, that sounds like there's some sexual gratification involved in it, and I don't want your sexual gratification mixed in with my kids and stirred. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what that may or may not lead to. Just, you want to read the kids? Go read the kids. Like, because even, look, you don't have to necessarily know that this is a drag queen, right? So if you dressed up as a woman, kind of like women actually dress, but a lot of times, y'all see, drag queens don't dress like women dress. Drag queens dress like drag queens dress. It's different. It's over the top. It's a whole lot extra. Dress like a normal woman's so that the kid don't know that this is a man or a woman. The kid walk into a room and he think there's a woman reading a book. Okay, cool, no problem. The kid walk into the library and think, Twisted Sister is here to read to us today? This is scary. Y'all might not remember Twisted Sister. It was a group, a rock group. And I remember when MTV was big, they was on MTV and they were big men dressed up like crazy women. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just really weird. And if they walk in and they like, oh my God, it's Twisted Sister, then they're afraid. But drag queens, I can't speak for every drag queen that because I don't know what's being, but I can say they don't look to me like they're trying to look like normal women. They're trying to look way over the top. Why do you have to dress like that to read to the kids? So I'm on board with the Republicans on that. I don't want to see that. I don't not want to see it because I hate drag queens. That's the difference. So even where I align with them on certain issues, I align with them for different reasons. Didn't Flip Wilson dress as a woman? And statistically, people that offend children are straight, heterosexual, white males. Well, Flip Wilson did dress as a woman. Never liked that, and I would not have wanted him to come reading to kids at the library dressed as a woman. And statistically speaking, people that offend children are straight, heterosexual, white males. I think drag queens or whatever are labeled as straight, heterosexual, white males dressed in women's clothes. So then, by your argument, they would fit with those statistics. Angela says, and their response is, why can't we, you homo transphobe? And I would say it's not that you can't. I'm uncomfortable with it because I don't see the reason for it. I don't see the reason for it. I mean, if I said I want to go to the library and read to kids dressed like I'm going to the beach, so I went in with my Speedo. It's a Speedo, ain't it? The little bikini bottoms and flip-flops to read to kids at the library. You'd be like, what? That's weird. Why would you do that? That's kind of how I feel about the dressing like a drag queen to read to the kids. Why? Why? Say, oh, I'm just dressed like I'm going to the beach. You can't put on some clothes to read to the kids. But who am I hurting? I'm not hurting anybody. If they go to the beach, it's the same thing that they'll see. So yeah, but you read to the kids. I'm not saying that you got any bad intentions, but can't you dress other than that to read to the kids? Oh, so you're a beach phobe. No. Just the kids shouldn't have to be walking into the room and some dude come in with a Speedo on talking about, I'm here to read you a Dr. Seuss book. How about just, put on some clothes? Just put on some clothes. just, just dress appropriately for the library and reading to kids. It's not. What's wrong with a Speedo? What is wrong with a man wearing a Speedo? Is it against the law? No. So what's wrong? Why don't we see more of that? Because that's weird as fuck. And nobody's going to be doing that. Because it's kids. Maybe if we reading a book to kids on the beach, then maybe. And even still there, a Speedo? A Speedo? But yeah, I agree with some of the stuff the Republicans say. But again, I agree with it for different reasons. I don't hate trans people. I don't. I don't hate drag queens. Do I think it's weird? Yes. Yes, I think it's weird. But so what? I think a lot of stuff is weird. That don't mean you can't do it. Sammy says, I think most men that dress in drag are gay. I'm having a hard time believing some average man with 2.5 children and a wife dresses in drag on the weekend. Not saying that it doesn't happen, but I'm sure it's in the small minority. I'm not sure of that. What facts or statistics do you have that makes you sure? Or is it for you, it's just a gut feeling? Because when I used to, be on the radio and we would have conversations about this stuff. And my understanding from speaking to people on the radio in that whole LGBT community is that a lot of drag queens are not gay. But again, I never got a statistic, so I don't know. You may be right, but I don't know. That wasn't what I was being told. While I was being told I was whatever phobe. You're a homophobe. You're a transphobe. I don't think they ever said a drag phobe. Yes, I would like to know the purpose for drag queens reading to our children. It doesn't make sense to me. But at the same time, I don't hate them. But I agree with Republicans on this. But I'm still not voting for a Republican because we have that in common. Mary says, when did E start using 4-letter words? I don't. Where's Mr. Fox or Mr. Funky when you need him to break this down? Yeah, he's called in. I don't know how many times, Mr. Funky. I don't know who Mr. Fox is. Mr. Funky has called in a number of times to talk about this stuff. Even though I think he believes everybody's gay. He believes everybody's repressing their sexual gayness or whatever. Which is just not the case. There's a lot of people that's not gay. I wonder what's going to happen when the kids speak up and say, we don't want trans reading them a story. Then the kids will be labeled as transphobes, and it'll be because whoever those kids are whoever's raising them is raising them as transphobes, it definitely won't be just because they don't want that. Because it's uncomfortable. It really is. It really is, at least for me. Maybe for me. And I might be because I'm, 52. And I didn't grow up with that as a normal thing. I didn't grow up with that as a normal thing. So it's uncomfortable. I mean, I get it. Clothes are clothes. You know what I'm saying? It's fabric sewn into a particular style. But yeah. But anyway, I'm about to get out of here. But look, I was about to say the homosexual challenge. The Republican challenge still stands. Whatever the issue is, I'm open for a Republican to call in and tell me what the Republicans have done to solve that issue, especially as it relates specifically to Black people. I'm open to it. I'm willing to listen to it. All I ask is be reasonable and let's hope it makes sense. We have to teach our kids that when you step out the door, be ready for anything. Fame says, drag queens reading to our kids is to allow kids to become comfortable around different people. Grow up, folks. I'm sorry, just being around different people is to teach our kids to be comfortable around different people. You don't have to be a drag. So I could use that same argument. The reason I'm dressed in beach attire, flip-flops, a Speedo, and nothing else to read to kids is to teach them to be comfortable around a lot of different people. That don't make a lot of sense to me. That don't make a lot of sense to me. Where we at with the gun club? I ain't thought about the gun club. I had to be honest about it. I ain't thought about the gun club in a minute. I got a lot of other stuff on my plate. But now that you've brought it to my attention, I'll think about it. All right, y'all. The TikTok player shirts are still a work in progress. I think this should have been up like another inch. But the TikTok player shirts are still a work in progress. Y'all say it look yellow, but on my screen, it looks the actual color that it is. It's orange, but it is not a dark enough orange. So give me a few days. I got to order this other ink. Give me a few days and, we'll see what happens. We'll go from there and we'll see what happens. All right. But this is the design of the shirts. It's just, I don't like this main orange in player. I got to get out of here and go pick out this ink and then order it. I hope everybody enjoys your day, the rest of your day. I'll do my best to have something actually prepared to talk about tomorrow. All right. If I'm on tomorrow. I plan on being here. Look, until next time, my name is Emanuel Livingston. My title is the King of Talk. This show is called The Afternoon Experiment. And I'm out, y'all. Peace.